I know you already enjoy making baked meat pies, but if you try fried meat pies, you are definitely going to love it. It's really so yum and so delicious. You should definitely try this one. Now, faves, let us begin to cook. We're going to be using some beef for this. The beef is deboned, no bone in this at all. Cut it into smaller chunks so that it is easy for your blender or your food processor, which I recommend, to process it. Alternatively, you can use your store-bought minced beef. But yeah, I like to do it myself because it's more economical to do so. Well, in my books. Okay, so I'm just going to mince the beef until it is properly mixed, and then I'll be using Pucci Mix food processor for this, and it just gets the job done for me every time. It makes my kitchen experience so much easier. So once I have minced this, I will pour it into a bowl and then set aside. So basically what I'm doing now is prepping the ingredients for the meat pie so that when I want to cook, all I have to do is pour and just, keep cooking. I usually like to prep my ingredients first, and I am chopping my Irish potatoes now. Not sweet potatoes, my faves, Irish potatoes. Pour it into a bowl and also set this aside. So like I said, prepping my ingredients makes my cooking very easy and very fast because all I have to do is just add after I have prepped the ingredients. Now I'm going to be using habanero pepper for this. Alternatively, you can use scotch bonnet, but habanero just gives me that flavor and that level of heat that I want. So I'm just going to be using 2 for this recipe. I will chop this into smaller pieces so that it is not so noticeable in the filling, because we're not doing pepper filling. I just want that level of heat to be there. This is optional though if you don't want to add it to your filling, but I'm a Nigerian babe, okay? So heat has to be there. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next ingredient, which is some onions. I will dice these onions and then make sure that it is not so apparent in the filling as well. Okay, so just dice your onions like this. You can even dice it to be tinier. All right, then we're going to move on to carrots. So we're going to be using carrots for this recipe. Cut your carrots into smaller chunks. Don't worry, I'll leave their detailed measurement for you in the description box so that you can always follow. All right, so let's begin to cook our meat pie filling. We're going to add a little bit of oil into a pan, nothing too much. Then you're going to add a combination of bay leaves and some onions. You want to fry this until, the onions is no longer active, like it has already released its flavor into the stew base or into the base. Now add some curry to this. It is really good to add your curry at this time because curry goes well with oil. So don't add it later on into your filling. It will release its flavor. The flavor will be activated in the oil. Now you want to add your minced beef at this point, and the goal for this is to cook it until it is no longer bright pink or this bright color that you can see. You want it to have a dull color. At this point, remove your bay leaves because they have finished their own work in this equation. So continue to mix this until it looks as if it is something like this. Now add your habanero pepper at this point, add your chopped carrot at this point, and then add the Irish potatoes at this point. So what you want to do is you want to mix these to combine so that everything now has time to cook evenly. All right, Irish potatoes and carrots will not take time to cook. 15 to 30 minutes max, they are done. So you want to mix this until everything has formed a decent relationship. Yeah, so once you have mixed this, now you're going to add your seasoning powder. You want to just pour that over. I don't usually use salt for my fillings. I don't use salt. I just add my seasoning powder and then I mix it up like that. So add a little bit of water for this to cook. Mix it again, cover and leave for 15 to 30 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes. 30 minutes is a stretch. 15 to 20 minutes. After that, open this up and, your pie filling is 90% ready. All right. So just fluff this a bit and then, turn it to the other side. By now, the potatoes will have been well cooked. Now you're going to add your diluted cornstarch and some water. So this is what gives that your pie filling. You know that feeling of that moist that pie fillings usually have, right? This is what gives you that. Okay, so just mix this in to combine, and then allow it to do its thing, and it will now start to look like a curry. But we're not making a curry here, we're making our pie filling. All right, so just keep on mixing it like so. Yeah, so once we have mixed it to combine, we're just going to allow it to cook for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then our pie filling is ready. You can choose to add bell peppers, spring onions at this point if you want, but not in this recipe. Okay, so just have to take it somewhere and allow it to cool down, because whenever you're making pies, whether it is baked meat pies or fried meat pies, you do not want to use a hot filling in your pies. So you can put this in your refrigerator while we make the dough. All right, let this cool down while we make the dough. So you're going to add your flour into a bowl, and then you're going to add some yeast. You're also going to be adding some sugar, some salt, some baking powder, and then you want to mix this in to combine like so. So I'm going to be adding water to this. If you notice, I'm not going to be using any butter in this dough, because we're going to fry this. We're going to immerse it in oil. So why use butter when we're still going to fry this? All right, so all I'm just going to do is add some water to this and then mix it to combine. All right, once you mix it, it's going to turn into a dough. You don't even need to knead this like maybe when you want to make bread or donuts. You just need to mix it to combine and allow it rest for like 5 to 10 minutes, and you are good to go. You can always work with it. All right, mix it in like this. Just keep folding it in. Add your water gradually. Do not add your water all at once. And then once you have done that, this is what your dough would look like. Allow this dough to rest for about 5 to 10 minutes before you begin to work with it. So if you are a beginner, the way you can roll out your dough is to do it individually. But if you are a pro, you can roll out the dough all at once and then cut your desired shape. But this one is good for beginners. Roll out the dough individually and then cut your desired shape from this, just like you can see me do in this video. Use a meat pie cutter to shape this, because if you want to do it the normal fork way where you use your fork to seal your pies, this is going to look long and quite shapeless. So I totally recommend that you use a meat pie cutter to get that, pie shape. So it is best that you use a meat pie to get that pie looking shape. Just seal this like this, and then your pies are almost ready. All you have to do now is to fry it. So for the sake of being detailed, I'm going to show you how to do it with a bigger pie cone, a bigger pie shaper. Just use your water to seal the edges so that it can stick. Okay, make sure you use water to seal this one's edges, and then just add your filling, cover it, and cut out your dough like so. It is really that simple, very simple and very easy. No stress. Can you see that this is looking so beautiful already? And all that is left now is to fry. Okay, we're going to be frying this, and look at that nice loving looking shape. If your pie cutter ever gets sticky, here is one hack that you can use. Just add some flour to the top of the pie cutter, and the pies are going to be released easily. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing another one again for you to see, and then you're just gonna mix it in like this, and you're gonna cover it, and then you are going to open it, remove the excess, and then, like I said, all that is left for us to do now is to fry it. So we're going to get a pan for frying. All right, get your pan, place it on top of your heat, add your oil. You want to use a generous amount of oil, just like you would do for when you want to fry puff puff, when you want to fry your akara, when you want to fry your donuts and all. So use a generous amount of oil and then just place this in like so and allow it do its thing. All right, allow the magic to to happen. Look at, it's already frying. Before you know it, now you are frying on low heat, not high heat. Before you know what is going on, now it's going to start to get brown. You can see it's starting to change color. And it's already looking so good, so yum, so delicious. Look at that goodness. Look at that goodness, my faves. It's already coming together. Imagine you making meat pie that you don't have to bake. All you have to do is pop it into some oil and fry. Okay, look at that. It has already turned golden brown. Now we're taking it out of the oil. You can transfer it to a paper towel. You can transfer it to a big sieve to drain out the excess oil. But just make sure that you do what you're supposed to do and then take it out of the oil like so. Okay, so I'm going to fry another one again, and you're going to see I'm frying on low to medium heat, not high heat at all. Okay, and this already looks so yummy, so delicious. This thing is so delicious, and it's best eating while it is hot. Like, it is best eating while it is bono because it is so yum. Like, you need a lot of self-control when you're making this so that you don't down all of it, because it's so delicious. And look at how juicy it already looks. Yeah, so just take it out of the oil, and basically that's how to make fried meat pies, velvety style. All right, I like the fact that my recipe does not include butter, because we're going to still be frying it, so why put butter? So yeah, all I'm just going to do now is show you what it looks on the inside, because I think you deserve to see what this looks like on the inside. So look at that juiciness, look at that yumminess. So yum, so delicious, so flavorful, and so nice. It is so good. You need to try this. Like, if you have watched up to this time, it means that you find this video valuable. Please like this video, please share to your family and friends. Please encourage others to watch by leaving a kind comment. And thank you so much for always watching my videos, faves. I do not take your support for granted. I'll see you in my upcoming video. In another video, I'm going to show you how to make the type that you add butter to. Okay, that's the fried meat pie, but the one that has butter in it. So subscribe. Bye, faves.